Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Charvi. Good afternoon, everybody. Can you hear me clearly, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
A very warm and pleasant good afternoon to everyone. So we continue the part of the chapter we left yesterday. But before that, we discuss the word of the day. So what is today's word? New word for you. What is the word? Have you gone through that? Yes, what is the word? Anyone?
Indelible.
Yes,
Indelible.
indelible. Indelible. Indelible. And the meaning of the word is?
Impossible to forget,
Yes,
Impossible to forget.
eliminate, or
yes,
change.
yes. Impossible to forget or eliminate something or to change something. That's the meaning of indelible. For example, 2020 is indelible for everyone because of COVID. The educational year 2021 is indelible for all the students. Okay, so indelible, which is impossible to forget. The chapter which we were reading yesterday, that is The Necklace, written by a French writer, a French author whose name is Guy de Maupassant. And yesterday, day before yesterday, we went through the introduction of the chapter, the summary of the chapter, the description about the characters. So if we talk about the protagonist, that is Madame Matilda, and her husband, Mr. Loisel. You already know that Madame Matilda was born in a poor clerk family. Since she could not manage dowry, she got married to a clerk. The clerk, her husband was working in an education board department. He didn't earn very much amount of money, but it was sufficient to keep their soul and body together. Still, the husband was a loving man, he was a kind man, he was sacrificing, he loved his wife very much, he tried his best to make her all wish fulfill. But it's very difficult for a poor man to, and in fact, not only a poor man, but for any man to fulfill all the requirements or desire of a woman. So we have seen initially in the story that one day Mr. Loisel, he returned home very happy, very excited. He had a card in his hand and he presented it to his wife. He thought wife would be very happy, and wife removed, uncovered it and saw that this was an invitation for the party, for the ball, and the minister had invited them and only the selective official people were there. It was a elite gathering. He was very happy, but the wife was not happy. And if we read about the wife, that is Madame Matilda, we know that she was very ambitious. She was not satisfied with her life. She had always a desire to live her life lavishly. She wanted to spend her most of the company among the sophisticated society. But since she herself was poor, she managed to get married to a clerk, a middle class, you could say. She had a friend a rich lady. Her name was,
But
yes, speak what happened.
no, sir, nothing.
Okay, so Forrester, she had a friend, a rich lady, and she was her friend. At the same time, they had studied in the same convent school. And Matilda didn't like to go to her friend much because she felt embarrassed. She felt insulted that looking at her condition, her physical condition, her social status, she felt insulted and embarrassed that what she would think that we studied in the same school, but now what has happened to you? And one day, when the husband had brought the invitation card, she was unhappy. And then the husband asked the reason for it. She explained that she doesn't have a nice dress, first of all. And then, when husband bought her a dress around 400 francs, after having purchased 400 francs frock, wife also needed a matching jewelry for the dress, and she didn't have the jewelry, she didn't have the jewel. So the husband suggested her, advised her to borrow it from her friend, rich lady, Madam Forrester, and she agreed for this. She had gone to ask for the um, jewel, and she brought a diamond jewel. Actually it was a replica, it was an imitate jewelry, but she thought it to be a real diamond necklace. And after wearing, after adorning herself with all these things, she went for the party. She attended the party. She was very happy. Everybody appreciated her. Everybody observed her. People wanted to have her company, enjoy her company. All the ladies, all the gentlemen, they welcomed her, talked to her, danced with, and the party got over around 4 o'clock. And they returned to their home around 4 o'clock in the morning. And before removing all the jewelry and other things, she just wanted to have a last look into the mirror. And when she was standing before the mirror, she saw that the necklace was missing. Necklace was lost. And now the uh, second part of the life. Now second part of the story. Now what happens, since they have lost the necklace, what the husband and wife is doing to find it out? And when they do not find it, what do they do to return the necklace to the lady? So we had read it till here. Now we shall continue from here. So page number is, if you remember, the page number we left yesterday, that is up to, yes, what's the page number?
Sir, till 49, I think page number 49 we have
Till
read.
49. So 40, 43, 44, 45,
So
49,
last two or three lines. Sorry,
49,
42.
42. Yes, 49 is not the
Yes,
42.
sir.
40, 42. So who is going to read for us today? Who is going to read? Yes, raise your hand. No hands. Raise your hand, those who are going to read. Charvi is there always. Who else? Okay, so Charvi will read for everybody. Yes, Charvi.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
The
Charvi.
whistle already often breaks. Where, what is the matter? She turned towards him excitedly. I have no longer have Miss Madame Forster's necklace. He arose
Little more
then.
louder, Charvi. Your
How
your
is
voice
that? It's
Your
not
voice
possible.
is making an
And they looked in the
sound. It is
folds.
not clear. Hello. Little more louder. Read loudly. Read louder and clear.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
Yes, once more. Read louder.
Okay, sir. Loisel already half undressed. Loisel already half undressed, asked, "What is the matter?" He turned towards him excitedly. I no longer have Madame
Somebody else read. Meanwhile, she is checking her mic. Sagar, yes, Sagar, read from there, page number 42. Sagar, read.
Loisel, Loisel, already half undressed, asked, "What is the matter?" She turned towards him excitedly. "I have, I have, I have no longer have Madame Forrester's necklace." He arose in dismay. "What? How is that? It is not possible." And they looked in folds of the dress, in the folds of the cloak, in the pockets, everywhere. They could not find it. He asked, "You are sure you still had it when we left the minister's house?" "Yes, I felt it as we came out." "But if you had lost it in the street, we should have heard it fall." "It must be in the cab." "Yes, it is possible." "Did you take the number?" "No." "And you? Did you notice what it was?" "No." They looked at each other, utterly cast down. Finally, Loisel dressed himself again.
So finally,
I was
their dress cast down means they were disappointed. Both of them asked, they inquired each other whether you have seen the number of that necklace, whether you have checked your pocket, whether you have checked it in the folds of the dress, cloak, whatever the things were there, minister house where the party was there. And she said, yes, I remember exactly. I didn't leave it here in the folds of the dress or the clothes. So what has happened? Both of them were unable to recall. They couldn't recall where the necklace was dropped by mistake. Yes, continue. So finally, he again wore a dress in order to search the necklace. Continue.
I am going, he said, over a track where we went on the foot, to see if I can find it. And he went. She remained in her evening gown, not having the force to go to bed. Towards 7 o'clock her husband returned. He had found nothing. He went to the police and to the cab offices, and put an advertisement in the newspaper offering a reward. She waited all the day in the state of bewilderment before this frightful disaster. Loisel returned in the evening, his face pale. He had discovered nothing. He said, "Write to your friend that you have broken the clasp of the necklace and that you will have to be we will have it repaired. That will give us time." She wrote as he
So the
dictated.
husband advised her to inform her friend to write about the breaking of the string of the necklace. He said that write that it is broken and we are trying to repair it, and as soon as it is repaired we shall return to it, and meanwhile we shall search it. If we get it, well and good. And her wife, she wrote same as it was detected, it was dictated by the husband. Continue.
At the end of a week, they had lost all hope, and Loisel, older by 5 years, declared, "We must replace this jewel." In a shop of Palais Royal, they found a chaplet of diamonds, which seemed to them exactly like the one they had lost. It was valued at 40,000 francs. They could get it for 36,000. Loisel proposed 18,000 francs, which his father had left him. He borrowed the rest. He made ruinous promises, took money from usurers and the whole race of lenders. Then he went to get the new necklace, depositing on the merchant's counter 36,000 francs.
So
When
finally,
Madame
they have
Loisel
no option. They had only one option, that is to replace the necklace. They didn't want to feel embarrassed or insulted by their friend, Madame Forrester. They didn't want to inform her that your necklace has been lost, and they valued, because they thought that this is a real one, real diamond, so they valued it for around 40,000 francs. So he had some of the amount, that is around 18,000 francs he had, which he had inherited from his ancestor, from his father. Rest of the money, rest of the amount he borrowed from money lenders, usurers, same person, those who give the loan or money on interest. He managed it, and now he took the money and went to the jewelry shop to purchase that costly diamond. When Madame Loisel took back the jewels to Madame Forrester, the latter said to her in a frigid tone, "You should have returned them to me sooner, for I might have needed them." So, Madam Forrester, without checking it, she just kept it, and she just said that you could have returned it to me sooner because I could need it for any other party, any other function. But since she did not check it whether it is the same or replica or real one, she just put it in the box. So therefore, she did not know the mystery that this was a real, costly, not artificial necklace. Yes, Sagar, continue.
Madame Forrester did not open the jewel box as Madame Loisel feared she would. What would she think if she should perceive the substitution? What should she say? What would she take her for a robber? Madame Loisel now knew the horrible life of necessity. She did her part, however, completely, heroically. It was necessary to pay this frightful debt. She would pay it. They sent away the maid. They changed their lodging. They rented some rooms in an attic. She
Now,
learned
now,
the
yes, after this, they had to live a pathetic life. They had to sell their house, and they rented a room in attic, a small place, a small compartment. So they rented a room, they started living in a rented room, and they had to sacrifice a lot of things, their food, their lodging, their leisure time, and in fact, Miss Loisel, Madame Loisel, she showed bravery. She knew that because of her mistake it has happened. So she took it heroically. She was doing all that she could do to repay the debt, as well as the husband was also sacrificing. He was also doing his best, but actually, because of that, their necessary um, requirements was also sometimes difficult for them to get fulfilled. Continue.
She learned the odious work of a kitchen. She washed the dishes. She washed the solid linen, their clothes and dishcloths, which she hung on the line to dry. She took down the refuse to the street each morning and brought up the water, stopping at each landing to catch her breath. And, clothed like a woman of the people, she went to the grocers, the butchers, and the fruiterers, with her basket on her arm, shopping, hanging to the last saw of her miserable money.
So see now
The husband worked.
how life changes. Earlier she was enjoying a good life. Even though she was ambitious, she wanted to enjoy the company of rich people, elite class, but still she was in middle class, she was okay. But now her life had changed drastically. She, whenever went out, she went shop to shop. to bargain. She was bargain. Suppose she had to purchase a vegetable or a fruit or some meat shop. So one, two, three, four, five, whatever the shops were there, she went to all the shop just for saving some money, some currency. So whosoever was giving her the product, food, fruit in less amount, she would go there. So she had learned to bargain for the money this way, and she also was involved now in washing the clothes, in washing the dishes, and she started going to the people's house commercially for cleaning their dishes, cleaning their clothes, household work, and because of that, her complete personality changed, her physique changed, her hands, her body, her mentality, everything changed. And she had to live a miserable life along with her husband. Continue.
The husband worked evenings, putting the books of some merchants in order, and at night he often did copying at 5 a page. And this life lasted for 10 years. At the end of 10 years, they had restored all. Madame Loisel seemed old now. She
So
had become
husband
a
was
strong,
also
hard woman.
equally involved in hard work. Husband was also going for night shift, part-time jobs, extra income. He was working as an accountant, keeping the books of the companies in order. Means he was keeping the account. He was working night time, and sometime he was also copying at 5 source a page. He was copying a page for 5 source. Now what is this 5? So this is also the amount or currency which is there. So he was also coping at 5 source a page, and this life lasted for 10 years. Like this, they spent their life for 10 years, and at the end of 10 years, they had restored all. They were managed to pay the complete loan. Who else is going to read? Anybody else? Yeah. Dev, Jain, and Pooja Verma. Okay. Pooja Verma, read louder and clear. Yes, Pooja.
Madame Loisel seemed old now. She had become a strong, hard woman, the crude woman of the poor household. Her hair badly dressed, her skirt awry, her hands red. She spoke in a loud tone and washed the floors with large pails of water. But sometimes, when her husband was at the office, she would sit herself before the window and think of that evening party of former times, of that ball where she was so beautiful and so flattered.
So now she was lost about
How would
past. Sometimes she used to take out when the husband was in the office, even though she was involved in all this household. Now they could not keep the servant. The servant had, because they could not pay the salary to the servant, so the servants were not there. In place of servant, she had to do all the household work, and sometimes she used to sit and she used to recall the glorious days and the party and the glorious evening party when she had enjoyed very much among the company of the officials, among the company of the elite class, elite people. Continue.
how would it have been if she had not lost the necklace? Who knows how singular is life and how full of changes, how small things will ruin or save one. One Sunday, as she was taking a walk in the Champs Elysees to rid herself of the cares of the week, she suddenly perceived a woman walking with a child. It was Madame Forrester, still young, still pretty, still attractive. Madame Loisel was affected. Should she speak to her? Yes, certainly. And now that she had paid, she would tell her all. Why not?
So one day,
She approached her.
yes, one day after this incident, many days over, and she encountered Mrs. Forrester, her friend, and she noticed that she was as young as early she was. She was as charming and beautiful as she was in her previous days. But her physique had changed, her appearance had changed. So, first of all, she hesitated whether I should talk to her or not, whether she will recognize me, identify me or not. But she goes and they had a word, they talk to each other. Yes, what do they talk? Continue.
She approached her. Good morning, Jenny. Her friend did not recognize her and was astonished to be so familiar addressed by this common personage. She stammered, but, madam, I do not know. You must be mistaken. No, I am Matilda Loisel. Her friend uttered a cry of astonishment. Oh, my poor Matilda, have you have changed? How you have changed?
So
Yes, I have
she went
had
and
some
gave her
hard
introduction.
days since
She
I
called
saw
her with
you.
the name Jenny, and Jenny was the first name of Forrester. And Jenny Forrester was surprised. She was shocked that who is this lady? I do not know her. And she told her, "Who are you? You are mistaken. I am not the person you are looking for." But she gave her introduction. She says, "No, I know you. You are my friend. I am Matilda Loisel." And now she said, Jenny said, "How are you? How you have made your situation, your condition? How do you appear? What has happened to you?" "No, I am Matilda Loisel." Her friend uttered a cry of astonishment. "Oh, my poor Matilda, how have you changed?" Continue.
Yes, I have had some hard days since I saw you, and some miserable ones, and not all because of you. Because of me? How is that? You recall the diamond necklace that you loaned me to wear to the minister's ball? Yes, very well. Well, I lost it. How is that? Since you returned it to me, I return another to you exactly like it, and it has taken us 10 years to pay for it. You can understand that it was not easy for us who have nothing, but it is finished and I am decently content.
So now she told
Madam
had
Forrest,
happened. She asked what has happened, how you have changed, how your situation is like that. So she told her about the party, and Madam Forrester also recalled it. She said, "Yes, I remember you had borrowed a necklace from me, but you had returned. What's the matter?" Now she said that we had replaced that with the original one. We had lost that and we bought another one for 40,000 francs and returned it to you. Yes, continue.
Madam Forrester stopped short. She said, you say that you bought a diamond necklace to replace mine. Yes. You did not perceive it then? They were just alike, and she smiled with proud and simple joy. Madame Forrester was touched and took both her hands as she replied, oh, my poor Matilda, mine were false. They were not worth over 500 francs.
Mine were false. They were replica. They were artificial one. They were not even worth for 500 francs. Why did you do that? So she hold her hand like this into her hand, and out of her appreciation or showing her sympathy to Matilda, to her sincerity, she embraced her later on, and it is not mentioned even though in the chapter. And then the chapter like this over, she felt, she might have felt very bad for her, but then again she did not mention it here. So this way the chapter ends, giving us a message carrying the theme that we must be happy with what we have. We must be satisfied with what we have. Of course, a little ambition should be there. We should be ambitious, but not very, very crazy. Okay, so therefore, we must be happy with whatever the things, whatever material, we have. We should not have low self-esteem or low feeling or negative feeling about us that God has not given me this, God has not given me that, my father is like this, my mother is like that, I have been born like this. No, we should accept what we are. Everybody is unique. Everybody has been created in unique way. So that is the chapter we have read, and a very suitable chapter, The Necklace, by the writer Gaide Maupassant. Characters we have already discussed. Now I think we can discuss some questions and answer from that chapter, isn't it? Anybody has any input, any feedback, any confusion, any problem, any doubt?
Sir,
Yes.
what would be the
So,
end?
what? Say louder.
What would be the end of the story?
That is the end of the story which we have read. So, this is the end of the story. Now, you could add it to, so you can say this is open ended. Again, you can, if you want to give the conclusion, you can add your own conclusion. You can imagine your own story after that she met, and then perhaps it might have happened, perhaps I'm saying perhaps it might have happened that this lady, Madam Forrester, she, out of her sympathy, she sold that 40,000 francs necklace, and whatever the money she got, now they had purchased it for 40,000, but then later on it might have been increased to around 50,000 francs. So those 50,000 francs she might have returned to Madam Matilda, perhaps, or perhaps not. Both the things are there. So
Yes, sir.
so you can imagine that, whatever, but what is given in the book, that is it. Yes, so we can go for questions and answers discussion. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So I had sent you the questions and answers on the group also. Okay. Now just let's talk about the first question, and those who want to answer, they can raise their hand, they can share their views, you can take help of those keywords. And the question for you is, what would Matilda often dream of? Raise your hand. What would Matilda often dream of? Who wants to answer? Yes, Charvi. What would Matilda often dream of?
Sir, Matilda often dreamt of delicious dinners and all the delicacies she would have had if she were married in a good, a rich family. And she dreamt of she imagined herself sitting in large chairs or sofas and eating marvelous food in shining silver containers or dishes.
Yes, all the luxuries of life. Why did Matilda throw the invitation spitefully? Abdul Ahad Sheikh. Why did Matilda throw the invitation spitefully, angrily? Yes, yes, Ahad Sheikh. Answer. Dev Jain. Answer.
Sir, she had thrown the invitation because she did not have any dress to wear and jewels to wear for the party. Any good one? A good one.
She felt humiliated. She was not excited because she did not have any beautiful dress or clothing or jewelry. Next, do you think M. Loisel had an enjoyable evening at the ball. Give reason for your answer. Who is going to answer? Do you think Madam Loisel enjoyed the party? Yes. Only one girl is there. What about others? Raise your hand. Charvi, Dev, Jain, only two hands. Okay, Dev, answer.
Yes, sir. Madam Loisel enjoyed the party at the night. She felt very good because of the necklace, and she enjoyed dancing with all the other partners in the party and enjoyed with them.
Okay. What excuse did Loisel put up to explain the delay in returning the necklace? What excuse? Yes, Charvi. What excuse she gave in
So
delay?
she gave the excuse of she made the excuse of that the clasp of the necklace has been broken, and therefore it will take her some time to repair it, get it repaired, and then she will return it.
How did Loisel manage to pay for the necklace? Yes, answer. Different person. How did Loisel manage to pay for the loan or to pay for the necklace? Divyansh Pandey. Yes, Pooja. Pooja answer.
Loisel possessed 18,000 francs from his ancestors, from his father, and the rest of the money he borrowed from the lenders. And then finally, he was able to return the money,
To pay for the
collect the money
necklace.
for.
For the
Yes.
necklace. Yes. How did Madame Loisel now know the life of necessity? How did Madame Loisel now know the life of necessity? Shrestha Jain and others are not speaking. Mohit Nagar, Krishpal Recha, no answers. Okay, answer by Dev Jain answer.
Sir, after losing the necklace, Madame Loisel and Mr. Loisel have to work very hard for again gaining the loan for the necklace. Then she need to work very hard for that, and then she come to know the necessity of that work.
Okay, so the to pay the debt of 18,000 francs, Loisel let go of their decent living. They lived in impoverished neighborhood. Matilda had to cook, she had to clean houses, she had to wash the clothes and dishes, she had to mend, bring water and bargain with the butcher and grocer. Her husband worked day and night to save money. Describe Madame Loisel after 10 years. Quickly, Charvi, yes, describe after 10 years.
So Madame Loisel, after 10 years, was a very hard became a very hard lady. Her physique was changed, and she now spoke in a very loud voice. Her hair were very tangled, and they were not properly made, and her dress was very old one, and it was totally a bad situation for her.
Okay,
And she also learned how to deal with the difficulties of life, and she learned the lesson that one must be ambitious, but not to that extent that it may harm
okay.
oneself.
Yes. What do you think of M. Loisel as husband? What do you think? Give the character sketch of M. Loisel as husband. What do you think? Any one of you? What do you think? Yes, Charvi. What do you think?
Sir, he was very loving husband.
Go ahead, continue, Dev.
Sir, he
Continue.
was a very loving husband, He was aware of every need of her wife and fulfill every need to the extent he can